Hello everyone, welcome to GATE Academy's Pen Drive, G Drive and BOD courses. I am Venugopal Sharma and I will be dealing with the subject of machine design in mechanical engineering. Okay, so in your course, I will be telling you that what are the important topics for GATE examination, okay, and I will be dealing with each and every aspect of the subject so that you will be getting a very good score in your GATE examination. Okay, so in this video we will be discussing that what are the various topics which are available in your course, okay, the topics which I have dealt, and I will also tell you that how you should approach the subject, what should be the proper strategy to handle this subject to score more marks in GATE examination. Okay, so let's start. So I will be starting with the average marks of the subject. So if I talk about the average marks of the subject in GATE examination, then I must say that it may be from 4 to 5 marks. Okay, 4 to 5 marks are the average marks from the subject of machine design. Subject is very conceptual, okay, but the thing is it is the design part. So majority of things will be based on some formula, okay. So it is very calculative subject, you can say. You need to have a proper approach of each and every topic. You must know which is the proper procedure to solve the question, because in most of the questions some concepts will be there, but based on that particular concept you must follow certain methodology. So the methods of designing or the selection of procedure which is to be followed is very essential, very important in the subject of machine design. Okay, so most of the topics will be having direct formula based approach. You must know what is the condition and in which situation you will be using which formula. Okay, so that things needs to be very clear in the subject of machine design. Okay, now if I talk about the subject of strength of material, then the strength of material is the foundation of machine design. Okay, so if you are starting your preparation, okay, even after buying the course, then you must start the subject of machine design after reading strength of material in a very good way. Okay, you must take care about each and every concept which is there in the subject of machine design, and in that situation after completing the strength of material you will be very benefited from the contents which I have provided you in the course. Okay, now here let us start with the discussion of the various chapters which are available in your course. So there will be 8 chapters, okay, majorly 8 chapters will be there. Chapter 1 is theory of failure, chapter 2 is design against dynamic load, chapter 3 is joints, chapter 4 is clutches, 5 is brake, 6 is bearings, 7 is spring, and 8 is the gears. Okay, now theory of failure, starting with theory of failure, as we know that we are designing a component. So design is always performed in such a way that it must avoid the chances of failure. Okay, hence you can clearly say that the failure or the understanding of the failure or the criteria of failure, that means at which point the failure will occur, how the failure will occur, these kinds of information are very important for any engineer. Okay, so in theory of failure we will see different approach, different ideology, okay, based on which we can solve any problem, based on which we can say that when a component is going to fail. So that will be part of theory of failure. In civil engineering, theory of failure is part of the strength of material subject. Okay, but here we will discuss the strength of material in subject of machine design. If you are a college going student, you may have studied the theory of failure topic in your strength of material also, but here in GATE examination it is part of the machine design. Okay, so here we will be discussing different theory of failure, but first of all I will be telling you the various important concepts from the strength of material. I will be telling you the Mohr circle for 3-dimensional state of stress. Okay, I will be telling you the principal stress strain concept. Okay, how to draw the state of stress, how to draw the Mohr circle, these kind of fundamental things will be clear at the very beginning. Okay, after that we will be moving on to the core concept, to the core topic, that is various theory of failures. I will be dealing with maximum principal stress theory, I will be dealing with maximum shear stress theory, I will be dealing with distortion theory, principal strain theory, principal strain energy theory. Okay, strain energy theory will be there. So all of these theories will be covered in your topic of theory of failure. Then we will be doing some objective, that is MCQ and analytic type question from our workbook, which you will be getting along with your courses. Okay, now after this we will be moving on to our next chapter, that is chapter number 2, that is design against dynamic load. And the very important thing about the design against static load, dynamic load is that in strength of material we majorly discuss about a static load. That means a load which does not changes its magnitude or the direction with respect to time. But in actual practice, in our daily life, you will see that the loads are changing with respect to time. Their magnitudes are changing with respect to time. Their directions are also changing with respect to time. Okay. Hence, it is very clear that most of the components are subjected to fluctuating load, that is dynamic load, for most of the time, and majority of failure occurs due to the fluctuating loads and fatigue stresses, fatigue. Okay. Majority of failure takes place due to fatigue, that is the fluctuating load. Now, in this topic we will be discussing that how we can prevent any component against the fluctuating stresses, how can we avoid the fatigue failure. Okay. So, that will be the part of design against dynamic load. Okay. So, in that we will be discussing first about the theoretical stress concentration factor, then I will be telling you what is fatigue failure, what are the various stages in which the fatigue failure will take place. Then I will be analyzing the fatigue. Okay, I will be telling you the endurance limit. Endurance limit is like, you know, as we discuss about the ultimate tensile strength, yield strength, okay, which is the strength criteria or the information based on which we will be able to design any component against static load. In similar manner, endurance limit is very essential in order to design any component against a dynamic load, that is a fluctuating load. Okay, so I will be telling you the endurance limit. I will be telling you different factors. Okay, and I will be telling you fatigue stress concentration factor, I will be telling you nose sensitivity, okay, and I will be telling you the corrected endurance limit. Okay, I will be telling you about the rotating beam test, how can we calculate the endurance limit of any given material, that is from the rotating beam test. Okay, then if you have a component in your daily practice, then how you can modify the value of the endurance limit which you have obtained from the very same test, that is R.R. Murray test, that is also known as rotating beam test. I will be telling you all that. Then I will be telling you about two different situations, two different conditions in which the design is performed under dynamic load, that is the fluctuating load. First will be the finite life problem, in which we will discuss about SN curve or SN diagram, you can say. Here we will discuss SN diagram. Okay. Then I will be telling you about the problems involving the infinite life condition. Okay, infinite life means the component will be surviving for more than 10⁶ load cycles. Okay, so that is known as the infinite life problem or infinite life cycle. Okay, so here we will be discussing the SN curve, and in this part I will be telling you the Soderberg, Goodman, Gerber. Okay, all these criteria will be there in the design design for infinite life. Okay, after completing this theory of these topics and seeing some example, we will be moving on to the workbook and NET type question. Okay, and in the booklet you will be finding some practice questions also. Okay, that are very good in the context of GATE examination. If you are preparing for GATE examination, you will be getting very good quality question in your practice question sets. Okay. Now, moving on to next chapter, chapter number 3. Here I will be telling you joints. Here I have mentioned only the names of joints which will be discussed in your lecture. Okay. So, do not worry about the content. If you will see the lecture plan, okay, then you must have idea that this chapter will be the longest chapter. Okay. And due to some space limitation in my whiteboard, I have not written entire content of the chapter number 3. I have just mentioned the major topics which will be dealt in the chapter number 3. Okay. So, here we will be discussing about the riveted joint. I will be telling you different types of riveted connection, different types of riveting will be there. Okay. I will be telling you about the design of riveted joint for boilers. Okay, is designed under the static load will be there. I will be telling you the design of riveted connection for any eccentric load. Okay, so such kind of problems will be there. Each and every concept will be dealt in a very lucid manner. Okay, we will talk about this subject in very detail. Whatever is essential for GATE examination will be discussed in your theory lectures. Okay, so don't worry, if you are preparing for a GATE examination, you must go for the course. You can buy the subject of machine design separately also, or you can buy the entire course if you want. Okay, so after riveting joint, we will be dealing with the threaded joint, that is nut bolt and screw joints. Okay, I'll be telling you different types of screw, under different types of loading condition, what will be the performance of the bolted connection or the screwed connection. Okay, we'll be seeing the different types of loading, like eccentric loading will be there, axial loading will be there. Okay, pre-tensioning will be there, preloading will be there. So such kind of topics which are very important for your GATE examination are discussed in the subject of machine design in your course. Okay, after that we will move to welded joint, and in the welded joint also we will see different types of welded joints. Okay, butt joint, fillet welds, parallel fillet weld, transverse fillet weld, actually unsymmetrically loaded weld. So these kinds of standard topics will be dealt in the subject in the topic of welded joints. Then after we will discuss about eccentrically loaded welded joint. So such important topics will be discussed in your course, whether it is pen drive, G drive or a VOD course. Okay, so after completing all of these topics, we will see the numerical answer types and work and multiple choice questions in from your workbook, and you will also get the same quality of practice question from each and every chapter. Okay, so at the end of theory lectures, we will be dealing with the MCQ and NLT type questions, so that your concepts will be very clear. Okay, you will be able to apply the concept which I have told you while the theory lectures. Okay, now after completion of the chapter number 3, we will move on to chapter number 4, that is clutches. Clutches is very formula based kind of chapter. Okay, you must understand there are majorly two categories, okay, of clutches. Okay, radial clutches will be there and axial clutches will be there. I will be telling you the various classification of the clutches. Okay, so we will be dealing with the single plate clutch, multi plate clutch, cone clutch and centrifugal clutch. Okay, so here we will have two theories to analyze these clutches, that is uniform pressure theory, uniform wear theory. So as per GATE point of view, okay, we will be discussing all the topic. I will be telling you the various important facts about the various clutches. Okay, then after we will move on to the last topic of the chapter, that is energy loss in clutch. Okay, as here we will be discussing about the friction clutches, that is nothing but a mechanical clutch. Okay, so due to during engagement of the clutch, there will be certain losses of energy, certain losses of power. So that will be the part of this discussion. Okay, then after completion of this chapter, okay, we will move on to the next chapter, that is chapter number 5. Okay, I will be telling you about brakes. Okay, simple shoe brake and band brake will be discussed in a broad manner. Okay, we will see each and every important point regarding these brakes. Okay, I have also taught you the internal expanding brake and external expanding brake, although it is not important for your GATE examination, but I have taught these things also, but I have not taken any question because it is not important topic, but you must have idea. You must have idea about the various types of brakes. So I have discussed the miscellaneous brakes also, okay, which are not the part of GATE examination, but it is very essential to know. Okay, if you know about these kinds of brakes, this is a good information for you, but it is not important for GATE examination. These two brakes are important for GATE examination. Okay, then we will see some questions on these topics from your workbook. Then we will see chapter number 6, that is bearing. So in bearing we will discuss different types of bearing, that is rolling contact bearing, sliding contact bearing. Okay, in sliding contact bearing we will be seeing the hydrostatic bearing and hydrodynamic bearing. In rolling contact bearing we will see the ball bearing and the roller bearing. So different types of bearings will be discussed. Okay, I will be telling you the different categories of the bearings. Okay, I will be telling you the rolling contact bearing in very detail. We will see the deep groove ball bearing, we will see the roller element bearing, we will see the tapered roller bearing, self alignment bearing. So different types of bearings will be discussed. Okay, now in the rolling contact bearing, that is also known as anti-friction bearing, I will be telling you about the load drive relationship. Okay, I will be telling you for the design of bearings for 90% reliability and for reliability different from 90% reliability. I will be telling you about the hydrostatic and hydrodynamic condition. Okay, when we are going to use the hydrostatic bearing, when we are going to use the hydrodynamic bearing, these kind of things will be discussed. I will be telling the mechanism of the hydrodynamic bearing. okay, how a hydrodynamic bearing works. I'll be telling you all the important concepts about that, okay. I'll be telling you about the thick film and thin film lubrication, okay. We will see the Petrov's equation, we will see the Mackey's investigation. I will also be telling you the Reynolds equation. After that we will discuss about the Sommerfeld number. So everything will be discussed in very detail, okay. You will have very good idea after completion of the video lectures, okay. And thereafter we will see the workbook questions, okay, for the same topics, that is for rolling contact bearing and sliding contact bearing. Now I will also be telling you about the artificial cooling required for any hydrodynamic bearing, okay. So that will be the part of the chapter number 6. Then after completing chapter number 6 we will move on to topic chapter number 7. We will be discussing only about the helical compression spring, okay. So I will be telling you different lengths of the helical compression spring, that is the free length, compressed length, solid length, these things will be discussed, okay. I will be telling you the different things like the stiffness of the spring, okay, the deflection in the spring, the maximum shear stress in the spring. I will be telling you about the Wahl's correction factor, okay. So based on all these data we will be designing the helical compression spring. Then we will see the springs in series and parallel, that is various combination of the spring. We will be seeing the equivalent stiffness of the spring, okay, when it is in series combination or it is in a parallel combination, okay. Then we will do some multiple choice and numerical answer type question for the same chapter. Now before talking about chapter number 8, let me tell you one important thing, that the chapter number 8 gear is also part of theory of machine. So all the kinematic analysis will be the part of theory of machine subject, and in the subject of machine design I will be dealing with the design part only, okay. So here majority of things will not be present, okay. The things like the calculation of the minimum number of tooth to avoid interference, okay, you can say the circular pitch, the diametral pitch, these kinds of calculations will not be there, okay. So the fundamental thing which design to which belongs to designing part will be there in the chapter number 8, but the kinematic analysis of different gears and different gear trains will not be there, okay. So what is the part of the gear, what is the part of design, okay. So the in design part I will be telling you first of all the important terminologies which will also be the part of theory of machine, okay. Then we will be seeing the force analysis, okay, on spur gears, and also we will see for the helical gears. Then we will see the design of gear tooth for their beam strength, okay. So the beam strength is very important topic, the force analysis is very important topic. So I will be telling you about the force analysis and beam strength of the spur gear and helical gear, okay. And then we will do some questions based on the same topic. So it is very easy topic and it is very small topic, okay, because the majority of things about gear will be discussed in theory of machine, and here as I have told you we will discuss only the design part, and these are the important topics from the design part of any gear, okay. So after all of these topics your machine design subject will be over, okay. And I think that this information will be very helpful, and this will help you to decide that whether you should buy our course or not, okay. So if you ask me personally that whether you should buy the course or not, then I will say definitely you should buy the course. If you are confident enough, if you believe in us, then you should buy the product. But if there is some doubt in your mind, then you can do proper market research, and after that you can go for purchasing our courses, okay. And I will suggest that if you have any Hindi speaking friend who have brought our pen drive or G drive course, then you can ask him, okay, that what was his experience, how what is the advantages of going with Gate Academy's pen drive, G drive or VOD courses, okay. You can do proper research, then after you can decide that whether you should buy the course or not, okay. Now if you ask me that what are the advantages, okay, of buying a online course from the Gate Academy. So the thing is, the most important thing is to engage the student, okay. In online platform you will see that the experience of offline classroom lacks, okay, but we try and we give our best shot so that the student who is using the online course, that is pen drive, G drive or VOD course, will not feel any lag, okay. He will experience just like he is sitting in a classroom and the teacher is talking to him only, okay. So this will be the experience of our course. Now the most important thing is the doubt solving, okay. If you have any doubt regarding any topic, any numerical problem, then you can directly post your doubt in our Facebook group. You can directly contact the faculty also. So this is the most important and most attractive thing about our course. We are always available to our student whoever wants to contact us, he can contact us anytime. Okay, so this will be the most important thing. Okay, so whenever you are going for buying any online product like this, then you must have the thing in mind that is it going to solve your doubts time to time, and Gate Academy promises you that your doubts will be resolved in the most quickest time. Okay, so the real quick response will be there. Okay, so it is also possible that in some case faculties will not be available because they will be engaged in the offline classroom. So in that case I suggest that you should wait for some time, and then your doubts will be definitely solved. Okay, so I hope my video will help you to make a proper decision that whether you should buy our course or not. Okay, so thanks for watching this video lecture. Thank you very much.